Recently, cancer has had a rather high profile, especially with the recent deaths of celebrities such as Alan Rickman and David Bowie. Although the quest for the cure for cancer is far from finished, there have been many recent advancements that use novel methods to tackle this problem and create new treatments. The currently dominant treatments, such as chemotherapy and radiotherapy, are somewhat effective, but tend to have harmful side effects, as pumping people full of poison and nuking them are under most circumstances bad ideas. The reason these treatments tend to carry such harmful side effects is really due to a lack of specificity. It's pretty hard to control exactly which cells you're destroying, so there tends to be a lot of collateral damage. One way to solve the problem of specificity is through what on the surface seems like an even worse idea. Instead of poison or radiation, we can use viruses. Now, viruses have high specificity, only infecting very specific cells. Once a virus has infected a cell, it inserts its own genetic code and takes over the cellular machinery and commands the cell to make more viruses, which eventually results in the cell's death. This destructive yet selective behavior makes them promising candidates for use in treatment. These cancer-fighting viruses are known as oncolytic viruses. The onco refers to cancer, and the lytic refers to the breakdown of cells, so oncolytic refers to the destruction of cancer cells. By that principle, oncolytic viruses only infect and kill cancer cells and leave the rest of the body alone. Two classes of these oncolytic viruses exist. The first includes genetically modified viruses that carry microbial DNA that can be injected into cancer cells. The second class includes existing DNA and RNA viruses that are naturally cancer selective. In order to understand exactly how these viruses are capable of being used as a treatment, we must first understand a few things about the immune system. An immune response can only be initiated when the immune system knows that an enemy is present. This is done by antigen presentation. Essentially, antigens are molecules that can be used to distinguish pathogens from other friendly cells. These antigens are picked up by antigen-presenting cells, also called APCs, which include cells like dendritic cells and macrophages. These APCs present antigens to what are known as helper T cells or CD4 cells. These cells are then in charge of initiating the immune response. The role of oncolytic viruses in treatments is twofold. The first is fairly straightforward. Find and kill tumor cells. It's what happens afterwards that's interesting. After a tumor cell dies, its contents spill out. These contents consist of the tumor's antigens, which then disperse into the body, where it is detected by the immune system, which then reacts and launches a response against the tumor. So what exactly are some of the potential drawbacks from using oncolytic viruses? The downsides include an immune system response, which can neutralize the virus before it has a chance to spread to other cells in the tumor. However, there have been many proposed solutions for this particular problem. For instance, immunosuppression, or reducing the efficacy of the immune system response, has been proposed as a way to allow for a greater degree of viral propagation. Other methods include using viruses that are not common human pathogens in order to avoid pre-existing immunity, coating the virus with a polymer to shield itself from antibodies, and hiding viruses inside macrophages, which in turn migrate to tumor sites. A second problem is tumor infiltration. Viruses propagate through the tumor at a fairly low rate, which limits the efficacy of the treatment. However, this can be resolved through the usage of specific hydrogels, which in turn increase the permeability of the tumor. Other potential problems include causing stress on the immune system and other adverse effects. However, many of these adverse effects can be treated with antiviral medication. Are oncolytic viruses the way of the future? Quite possibly. As we have seen, our current methods of combating cancer are crude and moderately effective at best. Oncolytic viruses excite researchers in that they are specific, which is half the battle in fighting cancer. They attack tumor cells and activate the immune system, so their use is twofold, yet it took until October 2015 for the first oncolytic virus treatment to be FDA approved. This may in part be due to its inefficacy when the treatment was first developed, unwanted immune responses being the key player in disappointing early trials. But as improvements are being made to shielding the virus from the immune system, this may become part of the solution we've been searching for.